Hey guys, welcome back to Zen Otaku. Today we're diving into one of the most fun and heated topics in anime, the top 10 most overpowered side characters. You know those characters who aren't supposed to be the star of the show, but every time they appear, they absolutely steal the spotlight. That's what this list is all about. They're the ones who make us think, wait a minute, why isn't this person the main character? Sometimes they save the hero's life. Sometimes they casually flex abilities so broken it feels unfair. And sometimes they're so iconic they overshadow the entire cast. So stick around until the end because this countdown is packed with hype moments, legendary fights, and jaw-dropping feats. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Zen Otaku, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our anime deep dives. Alright, let's get into it. 10. Mikasa Ackerman, Attack on Titan. Starting off the list at number 10 is Mikasa Ackerman, one of the fiercest warriors in the entire Attack on Titan universe. From the very beginning, Mikasa stood out as something special. While most soldiers tremble in fear at the sight of Titans, Mikasa charges forward with unmatched courage. She's not just brave, though. She's insanely talented. Thanks to her Ackerman bloodline, Mikasa was born with enhanced strength, reflexes, and combat instincts that no ordinary human could ever reach. She's basically a living super soldier, and when it comes to protecting Eren, Mikasa is on another level. Her bond with him fuels her determination, turning her into an unstoppable force whenever he's in danger. Some of the most jaw-dropping scenes in the anime are when she goes berserk to save him. One iconic moment is when she fights the female Titan. While veteran soldiers were dropping like flies, Mikasa relentlessly attacked, showing that even against superior opponents, she refuses to back down. And let's be real, in a world where survival is nearly impossible, Mikasa isn't just surviving, she's dominating. Without her, the scouts would have fallen apart long before the walls came crashing down. 9. Killua Zoldyck, Hunter x Hunter. At number 9, we've got Killua Zoldyck, one of the most beloved characters in Hunter x Hunter. Killua isn't just powerful, he's terrifying when you really think about what he's capable of. Born into the infamous Zoldyck family of assassins, Killua was trained from birth to kill. By the time he was a child, he had already mastered techniques that would take most assassins decades to learn. That alone makes him absurdly dangerous. One of the scariest things about Killua is his speed. Remember that early moment when he literally ripped someone's heart out in the blink of an eye? That was him just flexing, not even using Nen. And it was one of those moments where fans realized, okay, this kid is different. As he develops Nen abilities, Killua reaches a whole new level. His Godspeed ability lets him move at lightning speed, turning his body into a living bolt of electricity. Once he activates it, most opponents don't even get the chance to react. But what makes Killua so great isn't just his strength, it's his intelligence. He knows when to fight, when to retreat, and how to outsmart enemies who should be way above his level. In a show filled with brilliant tacticians, Killua still stands out. Without Killua, Gon would have never survived half of the Hunter exam, let alone the Chimera Ant arc. Killua isn't just a sidekick, he's a powerhouse that constantly saves the day. 8. Kenpachi Zaraki, Bleach. Sliding into number 8, we have Kenpachi Zaraki, the wild beast of Bleach. If you've ever watched him fight, you know exactly why he's here. Kenpachi lives for one thing and one thing only, the thrill of battle. He doesn't fight for justice or revenge, he fights because it's fun. That alone makes him terrifying, because he has no fear, no hesitation, and no limits. Here's the kicker, Kenpachi fights with a handicap. He wears an eye patch that actively suppresses his spiritual energy just to make fights last longer. Imagine being so strong that you need to nerf yourself to avoid getting bored. That's Kenpachi in a nutshell. When he faced the Espada Neutra, he was bleeding all over, yet still laughing and taunting him as if it was just a game. Even mortally wounded, Kenpachi kept going until he crushed his opponent. And remember, Kenpachi didn't even know his Zanpakuto's name for years. He was fighting at just a fraction of his true power, and still dominating some of the strongest beings in the series. Kenpachi is proof that sometimes raw power and pure chaos can carry you further than any technique or strategy. He's the definition of overpowered. 7. Levi Ackerman, Attack on Titan. At number 7, we've got Levi Ackerman, humanity's strongest soldier. Yes, Mikasa is strong, but Levi is in a completely different league. Levi's fighting style is poetry in motion. The way he uses the ODM gear makes him look like he's dancing, but every movement is lethal. His reflexes and speed are so insane that even Titans struggle to track him. That legendary scene against the Beast Titan is still one of the most hyped moments in anime history. Levi didn't just defeat Zeke, he dismantled him with ruthless efficiency, slicing him apart in seconds while leaving viewers speechless. What makes Levi truly terrifying is that he has no supernatural powers beyond the Ackerman heritage. No Titan form, no magic, just pure skill, discipline, and determination. He's proof that hard work and training can elevate a human to near godlike status. Levi is respected, feared, and admired by allies and enemies alike. In a world ruled by monsters, he became the monster that even Titans feared. 6. Yami Tsukihiro, Black Clover. Taking the 6th spot is Yami Tsukihiro, captain of the Black Bulls in Black Clover. At first glance, Yami seems lazy, sarcastic, and kind of unbothered by most things. But when it's time to fight, Yami flips the switch and becomes one of the most intimidating mages in the Clover Kingdom. Yami's dark magic is ridiculously powerful. He can literally slice through dimensions with his katana, a feat that only he has pulled off in the entire series. That already puts him on a completely different level from most captains. One of his most iconic battles was against Dante from the Dark Triad. Even when Dante's regeneration seemed unstoppable, Yami fought him head-on and proved that sheer willpower combined with overwhelming power could keep up with even immortal enemies. But Yami isn't just strong. He's also an inspiring leader. His catchphrase, "Surpass your limits right here, right now," has become the heart of the series. He pushes not just himself, but his entire squad to go beyond what they thought possible. Yami is that rare kind of side character who's both hilarious and terrifying. He'll casually drop a joke 1 second and then obliterate enemies the next. 5. Escanor, the 7 Deadly Sins. Halfway down the list at number 5 is Escanor, the lion's sin of pride from the 7 Deadly Sins. And oh boy, this guy is the definition of overpowered. At night, Escanor is a frail, timid man who wouldn't hurt a fly. But when the sun rises, he transforms into a towering powerhouse. The higher the sun climbs in the sky, the stronger Escanor becomes. By noon, he's basically invincible. His duel against Estarossa is one of the most memorable scenes in anime. The way he stood tall, radiating confidence, and delivered the line, "Who decided you were above me?" That was peak anime hype. Escanor's pride isn't just arrogance, it's backed up by raw, godlike power. He doesn't just win fights, he dominates them, making his opponents feel small in comparison. What makes Escanor unique is his duality. By night, he's humble and vulnerable. By day, he's majestic and unstoppable. It's like 2 completely different characters rolled into one, and both versions are equally fascinating. Escanor isn't just a side character, he's a force of nature. 4. Shanks, One Piece. Coming in at number 4 is Shanks, the legendary red-haired pirate from One Piece. Even though he doesn't show up often, every single one of his appearances leaves fans speechless. Shanks is one of the 4 emperors of the sea, making him one of the strongest pirates alive. But what's crazy is that he doesn't need flashy powers or wild abilities to make an impact. His mere presence is enough to change the course of history. Remember Marineford? Shanks literally walked in at the height of the war and stopped everything with just his words. Admirals, pirates, and even Whitebeard's men froze because Shanks commanded that much respect. His conqueror's haki is on another level. Ordinary men collapse just by standing near him. Even experienced warriors struggle to remain standing when his aura is unleashed. Shanks represents raw influence and charisma. He doesn't need to flex constantly because everyone already knows how terrifying he is. 3. Gojo Satoru, Jujutsu Kaisen. At number 3, we've got Gojo Satoru, the strongest sorcerer in Jujutsu Kaisen. Stylish, cocky, hilarious, and absolutely broken when it comes to power. Gojo's infinity ability makes him untouchable. Attacks can't reach him because space itself bends around him, keeping everything at an infinite distance. He can casually let enemies swing at him all day without a scratch. And then there's his domain expansion, Unlimited Void. When he traps someone inside, they're flooded with infinite information, overwhelming their senses until they're completely paralyzed. It's not just powerful, it's horrifying. One of the best showcases of his strength is his fight against Jogo. Gojo wasn't just clowning on him, he was literally teaching his students in the middle of the battle, casually flexing his dominance while treating a high-level curse like an insect. Gojo isn't just overpowered, he's entertaining. His charisma, confidence, and sheer presence make him one of the most unforgettable characters in modern anime.
2. Madara Uchiha, Naruto Shippuden. At number 2, we have the legendary Madara Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden. If there's a single word to describe Madara, it's unstoppable. When he was revived during the 4th Shinobi War, he single-handedly obliterated an entire army of ninja, and he did it with ease. That scene of him mowing down thousands of shinobi is still one of the most jaw-dropping moments in anime.
Madara's arsenal is ridiculous. The Sharingan, Eternal Mangekyo, the Rinnegan, Susanoo, all combined with his genius-level combat IQ. Every time the heroes thought they had a plan, Madara was already 5 steps ahead. And let's not forget, Madara was so powerful that the entire allied shinobi forces had to unite against him. Even the strongest Kaga looked helpless in his presence. Madara isn't just a villain, he's a phenomenon. He reshaped the entire world of Naruto by himself, proving he was more than just another Uchiha. He was the Uchiha. 1. Alucard, Hellsing. Finally, at number 1, we have Alucard, the ultimate vampire from Hellsing. Calling him overpowered feels like an understatement. Alucard is immortal. He regenerates instantly, controls shadows, summons an army of familiars, and manipulates reality itself. It's not about whether he wins, it's about how long he feels like toying with his opponent before crushing them. One of the most iconic moments is when he unleashes his full power, releasing millions of souls and becoming a literal embodiment of chaos. Entire armies were nothing to him. He devoured them like they were ants. The terrifying part is that Alucard doesn't fight to survive. He fights because it amuses him. He enjoys breaking enemies mentally before destroying them physically. Alucard isn't just strong, he's untouchable, eternal, and terrifyingly majestic. When it comes to overpowered side characters, no one stands above him. And that's the list. Top 10 most overpowered side characters in anime. From Mikasa's unbreakable determination to Alucard's godlike dominance, each one of these legends proves that sometimes the side characters outshine the protagonists. But now I want to hear from you. Do you agree with this ranking? Would you put someone else at number 1? Or maybe shuffle the order a bit? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading your takes. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to Zen Otaku, and share it with your anime-loving friends. We've got tons more anime content coming your way, and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.